Good afternoon and welcome to today's yoga. My name is Felice. Today we're going to be going through a short flow for tired or sore legs. This was requested by my lovely wife. She has been having some pretty heavy workouts at her kettlebell class. So we're just going to go through some nice gentle movements today. A nice Hatha flow that will release some of the stress and tension and lactic acid that has built up in those legs. So first we're just going to start in our easy seated pose. This might look different for everybody. I am sitting on a couple of blocks. You might be sitting directly on the floor. You might be sitting on a cushion or some books. Whatever works for you is lovely. And we're just going to come to that seat and we're going to stretch up, making sure our spine is straight, our neck and shoulders are relaxed, our head is over our shoulders. And if you'd like and it's comfortable for you, you can go ahead and close your eyes and just come back to your breath. Feel the breath going in and out of your nose. Feel it filling your belly, your chest. Focus on that breath and let whatever has happened today in your day go. This is your time to relax and let that stress go. You can always pick it back up later. So a couple more breaths here just to come into yourself. Notice where you might have tight places. You can direct your breath in there. And then we're going to go ahead and open our eyes. And we are going to first start with our butterfly pose. I am going to come off the blocks, but you're welcome to stay up on your box or your cushion, whatever you're using. I'm just going to set them off to the side in case I need them later, which we might, because we will be doing pigeon pose. Some people might want those for their pigeon. And then we're just going to take our feet together. Our knees are going to come out like a diamond shape. Your feet might be farther out. Your feet might be closer to your groin for a deeper stretch. Go where it feels good for you. Every day is going to be different. So tomorrow you might do this and you might do it completely different. If your legs are really sore, you might want a nice wide diamond shaped here. And then we're just going to sit up straight. Again, we're lengthening from the top of our head and down to the bottom of our spine. And we're nice and straight. And then if it's available to you, we're going to just bend forward at the waist, going deeper down into those hips. And you might want to do a little bit of movement here. I always like to do that before I settle into my pose. Then when you're ready, we're just going to hold it for nice 3 breaths. Come in through the nose and out through the nose. Take 2 more of those breaths on your own. And then we're going to roll back up nice and easy, using those hands to maybe push ourselves back up to our nice seated straight spine position. And then we're just going to take our right leg out and we're going to bring that left foot into the groin area, the inner thigh. Again, this is up to you and your body. Wherever that foot comes is absolutely perfect. And then we're going to just turn towards that. So it's a slight twist, turning towards our feet so we're in line with them. And we're going to lift up, nice deep breath, hands up over the head. Breathe in, and then when you breathe out, we're going to reach forward towards those toes. Now you may or may not reach those toes today, and again, that is lovely. But you're going to act like you're coming towards those toes. And then you can lay your hands down wherever they reach, shins, floor, foot. We're going to have a nice straight back. We're not rounding down, but we're straight back here, and we're just stretching into that right hamstring. And you might feel it a little bit in your left hip as well. And again, let's hold for 3 deep breaths. That's 1 and 2. Each breath, you're going to feel yourself coming more and more into that stretch. And let's do 1 more. In through the nose and out. And we're going to bring ourselves up nice and carefully, keeping on mind on our spine. And then we're just going to switch legs. So we're going to stretch that left leg out, and we're going to pull that right leg into the groin, finding our comfortable spot. You have a little bit of a challenging stretch, but not so much that it's painful. And again, we're going to turn our waist, our upper body towards that left foot. Arms come up, nice deep breath. Before we bring it over towards our foot. And again, each side might be different. On this one, I reached my foot, but on my right side, I didn't. So wherever is comfortable for you today, wherever your body is leading you to go. And then we're just going to hold it straight back and breathe 3 times. Nice deep belly breaths. If you want an open mouth breath when you exhale, that is absolutely amazing, letting go of all the stress that may have built up during the day. 1 more. You can go ahead and walk your hands up that leg until you're fully seated. Your spine is straight. And now we're going to come back down onto our hands and knees, but only as a transition. So we're not doing any cat-cows today, but we are coming to this neutral position. So your spine is straight, your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and you're looking down at your mat. And we are just going to come into a nice, easy downward dog. So whatever that looks like for you, we're going to push those hips up towards the sky. Push them up. You might have knees bent, maybe you have your heels to the ground. Remember, this is your practice. This is meant to relax tension in your legs, not to create more. And we're just going to hold this. Maybe you want to walk your feet out. First one ankle and then the other comes up. Maybe you want to shift your hips from side to side. That sometimes feels nice. And when you're ready, just hold it still. Your elbows are rotated in and you're looking towards your chest, your abdomen, your legs. And this time we're going to move into our pigeon pose. So we're going to bring our left foot in a little bit, and we're going to take our right foot up into 3-legged dog just for a moment. And then we're going to bring it in. So we're taking our right knee to our right arm, and we're going to set that shin down. If you can, parallel to the mat or as close as you can get it. And again, here we're just stretching into that right hip, into that right glute. You can stay up. Maybe you have those blocks we talked about and you want to come down on your forearms onto those blocks, or maybe you can come directly down onto the floor with your forearms and hold it here. Or maybe you can even stretch your arms out straight. Come to your pigeon pose, and I'm going to let you do those 3 deep breaths without me guiding you. And this is for you. Really take that breath in to those tight spots and let them go. When you're done taking those 3 breaths, we're going to come back up onto our hands. We're just going to push ourselves up into that first position. And then we're going to take that right knee back. So again, we're in our neutral spine here on hands and knees. And once again, we're going to push our hips up into that nice downward dog. Stretch it out. Take 1 deep breath here. We're just using this as a transition to get to our pigeon pose on the left side. Okay, right foot comes in, and we're going to take that left foot up for our 3-legged dog, pulling that knee up and in and forward until it's towards our left wrist. And we're going to drop it down and come into that pigeon pose. Again, your shin might be parallel to the mat. It might not be. And that is okay. This is a very deep stretch. Again, you're going to feel it out. You're going to decide where you want to hold this pigeon pose. And then once you get there, you're going to take those 3 deep breaths, breathing into all those tight spots. Envisioning those muscles letting go. 3 deep breaths on your own here. Good. You guys are doing great. This is an intense pose. And once you've hit that last breath, just push yourself up with those hands, your arms, and then we're coming back into our hands and knees pose. And just one more time, let's push up into that downward dog. Hips are lifting, glutes are going back. We're up on our toes. We're going to slowly sink those heels to the mat. Or you're going to keep a nice bend. It's whatever is feeling good for you. One more time, a nice stretch on those calves, on the hamstrings, the glutes. Elbows are rotating in. You're looking towards the back of your mat. Take a nice breath here. This is our last downward dog of the day. And let it go. Letting all those troubles fall away into the earth, into your mat. And then we're just going to come down onto our knees. And we're going to take a child's pose. And maybe you want your legs wide for this child's pose. Maybe you want them closer together. It is your practice. It is your child pose. Okay, so do what feels good for your body. I'm going to take it wide today. And I'm just going to push back. And I'm going to get myself settled, getting my forehead to the mat here. Another option is to also use a block or cushions if you can't reach the floor with your head. So make this work for you. We're just going to hold it here. Let's take 5 deep breaths this time. Just really relaxing into this pose. When you're finished with those breaths, we're just going to use our hands and walk ourselves up to a kneeling position. Again, we're just transitioning here. So we're just going to bring ourselves back up to this kneeling position. And then we're just going to take it over for our Shavasana. So you're going to lay flat on your back. Take your time getting there. Your legs come out. Hips width apart, maybe wiggle them around, shake them out a little bit. And as you come down into your Shavasana, take a deep breath and let it out. Your hands are going to come down to your sides, palms resting up if that feels good. Or if you want, you could take those palms down. Maybe give those shoulders a shimmy. And I'm going to hold this space for you while you lay in your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Maybe you're doing this in the evening and you're going to be able to go get into bed after this. Maybe you're doing this after your workout. But either way, take some time for yourselves here. I'm going to hold this space while you just go inward. Let those thoughts, because you know they're probably coming in with what you need to do next or what you need to do tomorrow. And just let those thoughts come and go like clouds. Just push them right out of the way with a nice feather touch. They'll be back later and you can address them then. Feel your body relaxing. Feel your belly rising with each inhale, falling back with each exhale. Go ahead and take 3 more deep breaths. Let it out of the mouth if that's calling to you. And then as you come back, maybe listen to the noises in the room. Feel the temperature of the air surrounding you. Maybe you want to take some wrist rolls, wiggle your fingers. Maybe you want to do some ankle circles, wiggle your toes, just nice and easy as you bring yourself back to the present moment. And before you open your eyes, go ahead and roll to one side into your fetal pose and take a moment here. When you're ready, push yourself up into your nice easy seat. Whatever that looks like for you, take your time getting there. There's no rush. When you're ready, just come seated. Again, your spine is straight. Your crown is reaching towards the ceiling. Your hands are on your knees or in your lap. Just nice and relaxed and loose. And this is where I'll leave you. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that your legs feel a little bit better after this practice. If you need more time to sit, please take it. If you want to take yourself back into Shavasana, absolutely do that. But otherwise, I will say goodbye to you now. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste.